So this is also a word processing assignment where you have to use the desktop version of Microsoft Word. Using the online version of Word will not be enough because several of the features that you need to accomplish are not supported in the online version. So let's see. As you can see, I chose a musician, Johann Sebastian Bach, one of my favorite, if not the favorite composer. You can pick your own composer or your own musician or your own actor, your own celebrity, and you're not going to write it up this time around. This time around, the text you will find online, and you will then cut and paste it. Okay? I will demonstrate. But before we start cutting and pasting, let's set up our page so that it's landscape like you see in the screenshot. So, layout, orientation, landscape. Make sure the size is set to A4. Let's zoom out to see if everything's okay. Yes, looking good. Now, you can go to, let's say, Wikipedia. And then look for the person you chose, Sebastian Bach, composer, and you can copy a bunch of paragraphs about him. Yeah, so let's say I'm going to copy all of this. Okay, Control C. And now I'm going to go to Microsoft Word and paste it in here. Control V. So let's see what happened. You got the text in there, which is all good and well, but you also got all the different hyperlinks in there, which you don't want. So how do I copy and paste so that it doesn't copy and paste the formatting and the hyperlinks, etc.? That's one of the things that we're learning to do. So I'm going to undo this, Control Z, and I'm going to do, instead of Control V, I'm going to use a special keyboard shortcut, Control Alt V, and now Paste Special pops up this dialog, and I choose Unformatted Text. Now it pastes everything in as unformatted text, and I can work with that. Okay? So now I'm going to get rid of these extra spaces in between the paragraphs. So using the directional arrows, and then hit the delete button. Not the backspace, but the delete button to get rid of the extra spaces. Good. Let's see what else I need to do. I need to do the title. And notice how it's formatted. Notice actually that the entire document is in the Times New Roman font. I'm using only one font throughout the whole document. Using too many fonts in one document may not be a good idea. It's overdoing it. Simplicity is key. Just keep it simple, stupid. KISS is the method here. So let's select all, Control A, and do Control D, which is the keyboard shortcut for setting the font and the font effects, and go for Times New Roman. Times New Roman. You could also do the same thing by going to the Home tab and then choosing Times New Roman from this list. Okay? Everything needs to be Times New Roman. Now, go to the top of the document, Control Home to go to the top. Press Enter to make a space at the top, like I did. Go up with the up arrow. And now you're going to type the title, Johann Sebastian Bach. Or for you, if you're doing one on Taylor Swift, then say Taylor Swift there, or whoever you choose. Now I'm going to have to format it so that it looks like the title I have on my website in that screenshot. How did I do that? First of all, I made it larger, so I select that. How do I select just one line? Just Control Shift and the up arrow selects the entire line of text for you. Now press Control D, like I mentioned before, for text effects, and let's do small caps. Let's see what that does. Small caps. Can't really see well, so I'm going to make it larger. I'm going to zoom in, and you can see that first of all, they're all capital letters now. And the first letter of the word is a bit bigger than all the other words, which gives it a very nice typographic effect, which used to be commonplace in the past. Yeah. Thirdly, as you can see, it's not much larger than the rest of the text, so we need to make the title larger. So Control Shift up to select it. And how do I make it larger? I could either use the icon here, change the size here, or I could use one of these icons to increase font size. But here it shows you the keyboard shortcut for that is Control plus the colon to increase the font size, or Control Shift and the greater than symbol, the pointed bracket. I'm doing that, Control Shift and the pointed bracket, and that makes it larger for me. Okay, that's probably too large. So Control Shift and the less than symbol makes it smaller. Okay, but how did I make it so that it's empty, it's hollow on the inside, the letters? So how do I do that effect? Well, check it out. Again, I'm going to go press Control D, or on your Mac you press Command D, and I'm gonna make it outlined. So that's going to be under Text Effects. It used to be one of these options here, but they changed it. So we're going to have to look under Text Effects, Text Fill, No Fill. There's going to be no fill inside the letters, but there's going to be an outline, solid line, and you change it to black. Yeah? If you remember, this is last year when we were doing the project, the Scriptorium project. This is how I did the Gutenberg font for you, the Gothic font, and so that you could color it in. Same way. Yeah? So now check it out. Now it's outlined. It's still Times New Roman. It's not a special font. It's just a good old Times New Roman font. You can achieve so much with just one font if you know what you're doing. Now, another thing we have here, and this is quite advanced typographically, and that's on purpose. I want you to be able to do all these things. We have 3 columns. The first paragraph is 1 column layout, but the rest of the paragraphs are 3 column layouts. So, and there is a line, there's the vertical line, there's vertical lines that separate the columns from one another. So, I need to select the paragraphs I want to format this way, and then click Layout, and then click Columns, and then 3. That does the 3 columns, but it does not do the lines. So in order to do the lines, I need to click on Columns again, click More Columns, and then click on the Line Between box. Check that box, click OK, and ta-da, I have got it. Good. One last thing I need to do, well actually 2 last things, are the so-called drop caps. See, the first letter of each paragraph is really large, like in old manuscripts, like in Gothic medieval manuscripts. But it was also later on used after the invention of the printing press by Gutenberg. So how do I do the drop caps? So you select that one letter you want to apply the drop cap to. So like the J in this first paragraph, I just selected that one letter. Click Insert. And then click this icon, add a drop cap. And then if you click the down arrow beside it, there's different ways you can do it. One that's kind of on the margin like this, or one that's dropped. I like the one that's dropped, or actually they're both fine, whichever you prefer, but I think this might be better for this purpose, the dropped one. And then do the same thing for all the other paragraphs so that you do that part of the assignment. Whoops, no, I don't want a text box. Dropped. And then there's one last here. Dropped. You would not be able to do this in the online version of Microsoft Word. It just wouldn't let you do it. There is no such option for that. Neither for the columns, okay, or for the special effects like the outline and and no fill. Okay. One last thing is that we have to find a black and white or grayscale picture of your artist. So how do I do that? You need to go to the, let's say, Google image search, images.google.com, and then look for your person like Johann Sebastian Bach. And now you need to click on Tools and Color, Black and White. That only shows you black and white pictures such as graphics, clip art, line drawings. So I'm going to get, let's say, yeah, this is one of, this one where he's holding that sheet music. I like that one. So you right click the pic, you copy the image, and you paste it into the text somewhere. Paste. But now it messed it all up for us, so we need to click and we need to change the layout options to text wrapping square so I can move it around freely wherever I want to have. Let's say I would like to have it here. So, two things to take care of still. Number one, I still haven't cited my source, even though this is just for educational purposes, just for practice. You're not posting this anywhere. It's always a good practice to cite the source since you did not write this text. So in the footer, we're gonna cite the source where you got the text from and the picture. So the text we got from Wikipedia, and you know that every Wikipedia article, if you click on the tools, it has the Cite This Page button, and you can just copy, let's say, the MLA citation or whichever citation format you like. So we can do that, or we can do the APA style, which also includes the link itself. You copy that citation, go back to Word, and we're going to paste it into the footer. How do I do the footer? Insert, footer, built-in blank. Now I'm in the footer section, paste it in there, zoom in, and now see it pasted it in there, in the bottom. Okay? Last thing, make sure it fits on one page. So like I showed you with the previous document, there's different ways to achieve that. One way would be to change the margins. So under layout, margins, and make them narrow. That would be one thing. But also up here, narrow. Margins, narrow. There we go. Secondly, now it finally fits on one page. Secondly, I need to format this, the title in the middle. So I have to press Control or on your Mac Command E. Okay? And now you're finally ready to, well, actually no, because there's some overlapping here. We need to move the footer. See, the footer is too high up. We need to move it further down so it's not touching these lines or anything else. So you click on that, and then click and drag this little ruler thing down, so it moves it down. Click inside there. Maybe there's an extra space. Yes, there was an extra space. And now it should look better. Hit escape to get out of there. And we're ready to print this as a PDF file. If you wish, you can also print it as a hard copy on our printer here, which would be the Computer Room C107 or XPS Computer Room printer. But I want you to print it as PDF. When you do that, it'll ask you to save it somewhere under a file name, and then you're going to attach the file and email it to me as an attachment. And that concludes this assignment.